Hello and welcome to this video. In this video, we are going to discuss one more LLD problem, that is Meeting Room Reservation System. This was asked in Salesforce. So let's try to move towards the problem statement and let's see what was asked. So we need to design a meeting room reservation platform that allows employees in any organization to book rooms for meetings, check availability and manage bookings. So there are some functional core requirements that are required as part of this system implementation. An employee can view all available meeting rooms for a given time interval. So what is this requirement? Let's say I am an employee in my organization. I want to book a meeting room. There are multiple rooms at my office. So I want to see what are the available rooms for 10 to 11 a.m. Okay, I want to see. So let's say there are 20 rooms in our office, and at that point of time from 10 to am, if 15 are available, okay, that is the requirement, that we should get 15 available rooms for that particular time frame. Employee can book a meeting room if it is free during the requested time. So out of these 15 rooms that we got out of 20, we should able to book a meeting room whatever an employee select out of those available rooms. Ability to cancel an existing meeting. Let's say I have booked a meeting for something, okay, but because of some work or some other thing, I might need to cancel that meeting so that it should get released for other people in the office. So this functionality is also required. Then one more thing, handle overlapping meetings requested gracefully. Let's say I want to book a meeting room from 10 to 11 a.m. but someone wants to book it from 10 to 10:45 to 11:30, right? So this 10 to 11 and 10:45 to 11:30. These are overlapping timing, right? If I have booked a room for 10 to 11, then if someone tries to book it for 10:30, I would already be present, right? Then I would not able to that person should not able to book that particular room. Ability to list all meeting schedule for a given room. Let's say we have a meeting room, and let's say we have around 10 meeting schedules 10 meeting schedule for that particular room, okay, or for a particular employee. Let's say I'm an employee, I have scheduled 5 meetings, or I have scheduled 10 meetings for next 2 days or 3 days. So I should be able to see which are the meetings that I have scheduled till now, okay. Now let's, before moving to that, one thing, these are the functional required, but there are there are other requirements also. What are the things that we need to do as part of this problem? There are going to be some entities involved, some operations or some methods that we need to implement, okay. So let's look at these methods. First, we need to book room. We should able to from our system we should able to book room by providing these parameters: employee id, room id, start time and end time. So this book room will always not able to book a room if it is not available. Let's say we are providing a room id that is already booked at that particular start or end time in that range, then it should not able to book that room. Then after that we should there are these methods we need to perform: get available rooms, cancel booking, list booking for room, and list booking for employee, okay. What are the constraints that we need to consider? These are the most important part of this problem that we need to solve. No double booking of the same room at overlapping times. So here overlapping times I have already explained. If I am trying to book it from 10 to 11, or someone tries to book it from 10:30 to 11:30. Although after 11 that person might have 30 more minutes, but for 30 previous minutes from 10:30 to 11 it is already booked. This is called overlapping. That we need to avoid, that our system should avoid. Okay. Concurrency. Handle race condition when two users try to book at the same time. Let's say in our company we have 100 employees, right? And we have 20 rooms. So let's say two employees wants to book same room at same time 10 to 11, and let's say they are trying to book it at 9:45. Okay. Were they able to book it? Were they both should be able to book the same room at the same time? If they are able to, then we will be in this race condition. Like then our system should not work. If even if they try to hit this book room function or API at the same time, we should not able to book it. Only one out of two should able to book it, and for other we should get that book is room is already booked in this particular time period. Other users should get that kind of message, correct? So these are the things that we need to entities that we need to create. Employee uh, employee that are in organization, meeting room, that is the main entity, and booking, these are the two main entities. And time slot or interval entity we can create for having start time, end time. Okay. So let's say what are the design expectation as part of this. We need to define class with proper responsibilities and handle some edge cases. What are those edge cases? Invalid time range. Let's say I want to try to book it from 11 a.m. to 10:45 a.m. This is reverse, right? So start time should be greater than end time. One is that invalid time range. If there is no available room, if there are overlap bookings, this I have already discussed about overlap booking and the race condition that we need to handle. So for example, room A is booked from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. User X tries to book room A from 10:30 to 11:30, then booking should fail due to overlap. This should be our system behavior as part of what we are going to implement. User Y books room B from 10:30 to 11:30 a.m. Booking should be successful. See, user Y is trying to book room B, not room A. Room B is not occupied, so it should be booking, our booking should be successful. Okay. Only race condition can happen if two users or multiple users try to book same room at the same time. So that is the expectation. At this point of time, before jumping into the entities or objects that the fields that we are going to have, we need to understand two things. One is how we are going to handle this overlap condition, and other thing is how we will handle the race condition. Then in that case, before moving to entity domain objects, I want to think. Let's try to think it. Let's say we have a method book room. Okay. And let's say person A and person B tries to call this method at the same time for room 1 for time 10 to 11 a.m. Okay, this is the time, and date will also remain same for this room 1, and the employee 1 will have its employee 1 ID, and employee 2 will have employee 2 ID. Okay, but these are the things. So in that case, the basic thing when we want to stop multiple people or multiple threads to access, what comes into our mind? If we have book room method, right? In Java, what we can do simply, we can do write public void. This is the method. What we can do, either we will define our logic inside synchronize block, or we can also write this synchronized here. Okay, or this. Let's say so for booking rooms, there are going to be multiple rooms. So we will have a kind of employee room list or room map, correct? Let me just clear this out. We will have a map of ID and room that we can take as concurrent hash map, correct? So if we try to use synchronized block that can have 100 rooms, here we will fetch room ID. Here we will try to fetch room from room list or room map, correct? So if this operation will happen inside the synchronized block, correct, then what will happen? Even though we will try to fetch room from room map, if three people will try to access this thing for same room, what will happen? Each thread needs to wait, correct? Even let's say synchronize will put a lock on this method even if user 1 is booking room 1, okay, and let's say user 2 also booking room 1. Let me try to remove this. Here user 3 tries to book room 2 and user 4 tries to book room 5, let's say, okay. So in this case, at the same time, if they are trying, what will happen? Only user 1 will get access. Let's say user 1 get access, then it will look for availability, then it will we need to perform all the operation, we need to check the availability. After that we need to make all the fields available. We need to perform all the logic. In that case, user 2 should wait for this because room 1 will get locked. But in this kind of logic, right, while using the synchronized block, user 3 and user 4 will also be waiting if we try to put a synchronized keyword or synchronize locking on the method. But this is a wrong condition. Like let's say if there are 100 users are trying to book a room at the same time, that only one user will get access to this method and rest 99 users will get blocked. So this strategy of using synchronized block will not work here, correct? So what we need to do in that case to make it more to make it more better, to improve the performance of it. What we can do is we will try to use a re-entrant lock on the top of rooms, because here we need to book rooms, correct? Room 1, room 2, room 3. So if we have lock for this room, lock 1, lock 2, lock 3. Let's say user 1 and user 2 tries to book room 1. So then one will acquire the lock. Let's say this user get acquire the lock, and this user have to wait until this lock is not released, right? For room 2, user 3 can come and acquire lock 2 and book the room 2 in the same time when user 1 is acquired. Similarly, user 4 can come and acquire lock 3 on room 3 and can do perform its operation. So if there are hundreds or thousands of users, this thing can scale. Don't you think that this logic can scale? So for this logic to work, what we need to do? We need to perform locking at room level. This locks we need to perform. Okay, now as I have explained this, we'll see that later in the implementation part. Now let's move to the entities that we need to create. So there are two things also that I want to discuss. When I solved this problem first time, I solved it without multi-threading concepts. Okay, because if you like when we solve a DSA problem, what we try to do is we try to solve it using brute force approach to get the solution first, and then we will try to modify it. So in an interview, if you directly try to uh, perform the most uh, optimized approach, you might not able to solve that problem in the given time frame. So you can follow a strategy like by simply building out the simple solution first and then try to move out to the required solution that we need to implement. That also I'm going to discuss during the implementation part. So let's move to the implementation. First we need to check the entities and domain objects that we are going to have and their fields. So first is time slot, that is simple start time and end time we are going to have, that we will use for checking the overlapping also. So time slot entity will have start time, end time, and its constructor, and so the type, return type, data type is going to be local date time. Okay, and what overlap method will do, it will check if the time slots overlap with another or not. So let's say when we want to search is when we are trying to book room, we will use this method to check if it is overlapping with an existing uh, time slot that is been allotted to a room or not, in that way. Okay, then we will have employee class. Employee class is simple, we will have employee ID, name and string. So these are very basic. Then we will have meeting room. Meeting room is one of the key component of this system. So we will have room ID, name, capacity and location. I just added it for enhancement. It is not needed as part of this solution, but you can we can tell the interviewer that okay, different meeting rooms can have different kind of capacity, so we can uh, initialize it, but we will not use it. Then we will have booking status. As part of this question, we need to create a feature where we can cancel the booking, right? So we have to define whether the booking is active. So when we will create a booking, when we initialize booking, then we will initialize it with active. Okay, and when we want to cancel it, I have not used completed, but we can mention it that once the meeting is over, after completing it, the status can be changed to completed so that it can get released. But I have not implemented this. I've only added it in the booking enum. So this completed, we can tell the interviewer, because we cannot implement everything in a given time frame of 60 or 90 minutes in an interview. So we can explain these parts. Okay, then we have booking entity, booking ID that is required, that is going to be unique, employee ID for which one employee can have multiple booking. So for each booking, one employee is going to be responsible for that. So we will have employee ID for each booking. For one employee will book a room, so we require a room ID for that. And for a particular time slot or time frame, we can say, so we will have time slot entity that we created, which will have start time and end time of that booking. These are, and then we will have booking status also, like what is the current booking status. So when we will create a booking, we will initialize it with active, and when we want to cancel it, we will use the we will change the status to cancelled. Okay, then it will get released from the that particular room, so that any other employee can use that meeting. So here also we will have key methods: overlap, is active, we can check, is cancelled, we can check. Then we will have service and repository layer for all these entities. One is going to be booking service, employee service, and meeting service. Okay, and the methods that we have that we need to implement as part of this implementation, these operations, right? Book room, get available, cancel booking, list booking for employee, list booking for room. For this, we are going to create a meeting reservation facade class that will have all these methods, and with the booking, employee, and meeting room service, we will try to implement these methods. We will try to book room, get available room, and we will also use the locking thing that I explained. Locks, we will apply locks inside this book room method. Okay, cancel booking method, so that it can handle race condition. Okay, so this we have discussed. Now let's move to the UML diagram to see how I have implemented it. So this is the meeting room facade class. Let me start. This is just a demo meeting reservation room demo class. So that is not, we cannot say that this is part of UML, but this is the main UML for our implementation. So meeting reservation facade, as I already mentioned, that it will have all these methods that we need to implement as part of the problem, like book room, get available rooms, cancel booking, list booking for room, list booking for employee, and there are some additional methods that are required to perform these all operations, 5 operations that are required. One is add room, add employee, and then we will have this constructor method for this. What are the things required to implement this method? We will create service and repository layer. So we will have booking service that will manage the booking, employee service for managing the employee, like adding and removing the employees, meeting room service for adding rooms, managing room, getting the meeting room data, that is handled by meeting room service. Okay, so this is directly using the service layer. So we will have service here, service interfaces we have defined, and we have the booking service simple, employee service simple, meeting room service simple. Okay, these are the methods that we will have for booking: create booking, cancel booking, get bookings for room, and get bookings for employee. Okay, for employee service simple, we will have simple add employee or get employee method. For meeting room service simple, we will have add room, get available rooms, as this we need to implement as part of our requirement is room available. And this one extra method, I will talk about it during implementation, get room lock. So this room locking we will perform at meeting room level. So we have defined one extra map here. If you see room locks, that will be a hash map. So it will have room ID as a key, and value we will have a new we will try to initialize a re-entrant lock. Okay, so this service layer will try to implement the repository. If you see booking service, employee repository, and room repository, booking repository, it is using in the meeting room service. So here we will have basic DB operations. We are not doing any DB operation, but we will have similar kind of structure here, like find by ID, find all, save. We are not using everything. These are just initialized so that it will look like DB layer implementation, but we will be using some of them like save and find by ID. Okay, and this we have added extra find by room ID and find by employee ID. So if you see booking repository impl, we have created a one more hash map for booking by rooms and booking by employee. So there are two things that I can think of. Let's say if you see meeting room, right? Let me highlight it with the I want to talk about this. If you see meeting room, one meeting room can have a list of bookings, right? So, but you can see here I have not mentioned anything like any field for list of bookings. So you can mention here. That is up to you, like how you want to design. I have not added this here. And for employee also, as we want to, there are two methods that we need to implement, right? One is list booking for room and list booking for employee. So these two methods, these two classes can also have list or list booking. These two classes can have those, but I have given these, I have taken out these two lists and have taken this to here. If you see bookings by room, bookings by employee service, so I have given this responsibility to booking service or booking repository impl class, we can say. So it is up to us how we can define it, but there are two ways. So I will show you both the implementation, like how I have done it. Now let's move to the this part. So this is almost repository layer we have covered. Then we have all the domain objects that I have already discussed in the slides. Booking, which have all these IDs, booking ID, employee ID, room, time slot, created at status. Okay, and the meeting room booking will have booking status enum. So this will has it, and meeting room is going to be part of uh, booking, employee class, and time slot are time slot are used for booking, right? So these are the domain object, repository layer, and the main facade class that will use the service class will use the repository classes, and repository classes is managing the creation and deletion or updation of the domain objects. Now let's move to the implementation part, the coding implementation. So I have implemented is like, let's say what I have uh, told you before as well, that before implementing the concurrency or multi-threaded code, we might need to implement the basic code first, because otherwise if we start focusing on the multi-threading code from the beginning, it might be possible that we might not able to solve the question, right? So I have defined the booking class, and we have booking status enum. This will remain same in both the solutions. Then we have interval class, employee service class. There is this meeting room class, which will have all the fields: meeting room name, time slot, room book list, and meeting room service. Then we have facade class. So if you see here, I have defined all these methods below, and we have booking service, employee service, meeting service here. Okay. So if you see here, how we will implement without multi-threading, where we can face the race condition. First, we will try to we will have in the meeting room service one method, get booking status for given interval. So we are getting the start time and end time and the room ID. So we will check first. We will try to fetch that particular room, and then we will check if for that particular time frame we will have the room booking status or not. If the room booking status is true, or if it is, actually it should not be true, it should be false, but I am returning here uh, reverse values of boolean. If it is false, then we are, in case of false value, we are returning true actually. See, if it is empty, then we are returning true, correct? So if it is empty, we are returning true. So the when the room is available for booking, then we will try to fetch these values, and then we will try to create a new booking. In this case, what I have explained, if you see the if you see the employee class, this is having the list of bookings. There is one way of implementing it, and the other class, the meeting room class, it will have a list of room booking list of bookings. See, and it also has time slot book list. So if you go here, so after creating the booking, I am adding the booking in the booking service. Then I am adding the meeting for employee in the employee service, and I am adding interval and booking to meeting room. So this is what I am doing here. See, I am updating those fields. So apart from booking, we are putting data in the employee, and but this is somehow breaking the solid principle that employee class should not be handling the booking related thing, or meeting room class should not be handling the booking related data. Correct? This is not this this thing is breaking the single responsibility principle. And here we have just done without any multi-threading way. So here this is going to be a first solution that we can come up, and then we can enhance this solution in the interview, because get available room is going to be how I am just filtering out the room based on the condition. If you see, okay, then we have list booking for room. So for in this case, these two methods implementation is very easy, as we are directly calling the meeting room service, and for this, for employees, list booking for employees, we are directly calling the employee service, which will internally call employee object and try to fetch that list. And same is the case here. now let's move to this implementation what we have discussed here. This one here, if you see, we have given this responsibility to the booking repository impl class, correct? Booking by employees, where we have two more maps for list of booking with the key. Okay, so now let's move to that main solution. So why I have explained this solution? First, because if you see the final solution, the solution that I am going to show you for this one, many people might not able to relate it. They will have these kind of question that how we can directly come to this solution in an interview, or how we can write this solution. So first, whenever we are designing a thing, there is going to be a simple solution we need to come up. Then only we can try to fulfill all the conditions. Because if I try to run this will run, right? But it will not follow the condition like locking condition, race condition, or the edge cases that we need to handle. But if we are not able to run the solution and we are trying to implement the uh, all each and every condition correctly, then there might be possibility that we might not able to reach to the uh, complete the solution on time. Okay, so let's minimize this and let's try to move to the domains. So here I have defined domains. Don't worry about the comments that I've added, but we will not able to add all the comments and all the things in the interview. So your solution can look like this, where we can have no comments at all, or we can also be doing some kind of things. We are changing the logic or doing things. If you see this solution, this is like a production grade related solution. So here we have booking class, okay, with all the fields that we have discussed, getters and setter methods. Then we have one overlap method. Booking status is same as old one. In employee class, we have only three fields. There are no extra fields like list of bookings. Same is the case for meeting room. If you see, there is no extra field for list of bookings. And time slot, we have uh, start time and end time. And here we have defined one overlap method that is that we will be using widely in this solution. So what it is checking the so we have just put one condition. If it is not null, should not be null. Otherwise, we are checking this condition. This start should be less than. This will return if this condition holds true or false. Okay. So if the start time is before the end time, this is the same condition that I explained. If it is 10, uh, let's say for other 10:45 we want to start, correct? But the end time for room 1 time is 11. Then this condition will get true, right? Because of this and this also is after, this end time is after. So this will return true, correct? Then we can find out that this is overlap and we should not book our room. All rest are just basic methods. So these are the domains. Let's see booking domain, what we have extra in booking domain. So here we just added one booking ID generator atomic long, so that we will have a unique booking ID every time, as we are going to create a booking object at the time of book room method. We are not going to create it manually, correct? After that we will have this service class, here we have booking service. Let's see what method we can have. Create booking, cancel booking, get booking, get booking for room, get booking for employee ID. Then we will have employee service. This is going to be very simple. Add employee and get employee. Similarly, we will have meeting room service where we will have add room, get available room. Okay. Employee service simple. Now let's try to see the employee service simple. This is very simple. We will have one employee repository which is getting used for adding and getting the employees. Similarly, we will have meeting room service simple. Here we are just adding the room. So here is that thing regarding the concurrency. We have created the room locks. That is the we have created the map of concurrent hash map which will have room lock. So in the key, what it will take the room ID as the key, and lock will be reentrant lock. Okay. See, after saving the room, we are adding room locks, correct, with the key as room ID and the new reentrant lock we are adding. So whenever we are going to book a room, right, we will try to fetch room locks for this particular ID, and then we will try to acquire lock on this room lock for this particular room, and then unlock it once our booking is completed or if it is not completed. Okay. Same thing we are doing for get room. We are calling find by ID method from the repository. Then we have get available rooms. Here we have the logic. So we are checking the creating the time slot object. Then we are finding the available rooms. So from all the rooms, we are checking is available room ID and requested time slot. This is the method. Here there are some temporary checks. Then we have booking repository. We are checking if it is null, we are just returning true. Okay. And then we are also checking for overlaps. If there is a overlap, then we need to return false. Okay. So that is the meeting room service. Then let's come into the booking service simple class. This is one of the main class where we are creating the booking that we will see. We are saving. Then we have cancel booking. Cancel booking, we need to check. We need to iterate. If booking is active, then we need to mark it as cancel. Okay. And then just update the map. Get bookings is simple, just find by ID. Get bookings for room. So when find by room, we will call this method. Let's try to go to this method find by room. So this is the booking repository where we have save method find by ID, and we have added these two. So if you see these two, how we have added, we have added in the booking repository there is a map for hash map for bookings, and then we have added two more maps, booking by room and booking by employee. So here we have list of booking for a particular room. So here the key is going to be the room ID, and here key is going to be the employee ID. Okay. So when we are saving it, we are putting the booking, and then we are updating the indexes that we created. In the database terms, we will call it indexes. Booking by name and booking by employee. See, we are passing the room ID and employee ID as part of this update. Okay. Then we are doing just simple find by ID, find by room, find by employee ID, update. Update is not required, we have not used it. Okay. Now we have seen all the services. Repository simple. As we have seen the booking repository simple, let's see the meeting room repository simple class. Here we have rooms. We are saving it in the rooms map. Okay. With the ID. Find by ID, we are doing it just find by ID rooms.get room ID and find all. Then we have employee repository simple. That is also simple. Employee map we have, so we are just saving it and fetching it for find by ID using the employee ID. Now we have our facade class where we have all these three services which we are defining in the constructor. Then when we are doing booking, now this is important. Let me try to remove this. Try to remove this. Yeah. Now see, we are doing all the validation till here. So this is fine. Then we are checking the time slot. Then see, this line is very important. We are fetching the room lock for which we want to with the room ID, okay, which we want to perform operation upon. Even though we have not checked whether that room is available or not, but before that we need to acquire room lock over that. So here we are acquiring the lock, okay, and then after that we will try see from line number 76 to line number 87. We are trying it, and after once we completed our implementation of what we want to do, we will unlock it. This is very important, otherwise no other thing can acquire this if this lock is not released. So reentrant lock, we have lock method and unlock method for acquiring and releasing the lock. Then we are checking the room availability. If room is not available, then there is no point. We need to like overlap detected, that we will print these statement that this room cannot be booked, and then otherwise we will try to save it by creating a new booking and then creating the booking. In booking we have already saving it. Simple, right? We will have get available rooms. Here we are doing get available rooms based on the start time, end time. If we go inside here, we are fetching the is room available. If the room is available based on the logic that we have implemented, see here we are finding based on the overlap method we are checking. I know this is like very big implementation. So what you can do is while watching this video or after watching this video, you can go through the GitHub repository. Okay. Then we have cancel booking. So for cancel booking, we will again try to we will try to fetch the room lock, and then we will lock and unlock. And before in between that, we will perform the cancel booking operation. In cancel booking operation, we will find the uh, booking ID, and inside the booking ID we need to check if booking is active. If it is active, then we need to mark it as cancelled, and then just update the repository booking. Okay. Similarly, we have list booking for rooms. So here we will do get booking for room method. So we have created two indexes in the booking repository. If you see, find by room ID. So how it is implemented? It is implemented. No, this is not. We are just finding the room ID and then collecting it. Get bookings for employee. How we are implementing it? We are find the employee inside the booking repository, and on that we will stream. See, these two methods I have just added for the comparing, so that we will get the sorted responses. Okay. So how it is working? We will try to inside the booking repository. This is just a validation. Inside the booking by employee. See, what is this booking by employee? This is a list of, this is a map of bookings based on the employee ID. Okay. Inside the booking repository impl, and booking by room is the map for bookings for particular room. Okay. So in find by room ID, we are using this map booking by room, and in find by employee ID, we are using booking by employee. So in this map, we should get the employee ID. If it is null, then we should return empty response, and if it is there, then we have put synchronized here. So why we have put synchronized here? Now one question will come. Let me try to answer this. Let's say or let me go back to there. So what is the point of putting synchronized here, right? I've explained one thing that synchronize we should not use, but here there is only one line that we are uh, using synchronized block upon over the employee booking object. Okay, so if you see in the this is the booking repository simple class, there is one scenario. Okay, in the when we are booking a room, right, we are uh, acquiring a lock on room 1. Let me go through here. Let's say, let me show you this with an example. Room 1, this is room 1. Okay, when we are acquiring a lock while booking, okay, then if someone else try to book using the book room method, he will not able to, correct? But there is one more method. What is that one more method? Now we are sure that if someone tries to enter here, that person will not able to enter if two or more people will call this book room method for same room at the same time. Okay, but what will happen for this method? List bookings for room. Let's say we want to call list booking for room. Correct? Now two people, person 1 and person 2, call this method. Okay, then because the lock is acquired on this room, they only one person will get the access. Okay, this P1 will get the access and this will wait. But here P3 comes and tries to call this list booking for room method at the same time when P1 acquired the lock. Okay, then what will happen? For that scenario, this is implemented. Okay, so where is that gone? See here, get bookings for room, find by room ID. See here. So once they get the room bookings, then here also multiple people will not able to access inside this synchronized block. So this will also wait here, P3, if the lock is acquired at this point of time. That is the point of using this synchronized block here. Now let's see the demo of this. I think we have done. Let me run this program. What we are doing is we are creating the our meeting reservation resort system where we are inputting the multiple rooms, multiple users, XYZ, room ABC, 3 rooms and 3 users we have added. Then we are just demoing it. We are just choosing base time for 1 day. Let's see here. So user X books room A from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Okay. Here user, here we are doing the booking number 1. Then user X tries to book room A from 10:30 to 11:30. So this is the overlap scenario, correct? user X is trying to book room A again. Okay, so in that case we are getting the result failed overlap detected. Okay, for user Y books room B from 10:30 to 11:30 because user Y is booking a different room which is not booked. So that's why user Y is successful. Then there are additional scenarios for get available rooms from 12 to 11 p.m. that we are performing here. Start date, end date, available rooms, get available rooms. Okay, then we are printing it. What are the available rooms? Then list bookings for room A we are doing. Then we are doing list bookings for user X and then printing it. Then we are doing cancel a booking. Then we have user Z books room A at the same time, but because we have cancelled the booking, this booking is successful. Okay, so this code you can go through. I know this is like too long code to understand, and both the implementation you can understand so that you can prepare better. I hope you like this video. Thanks for watching and please subscribe to my channel. Thank you.